You're listening to a Mint podcast brought to you by HT Smartcast.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your weekday newscast that brings you 5 major stories from the world of business. It's Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. My name is Nelson John. Let's get started.
Top of the Morning by Mint.
The Indian market's benchmark indices Nifty and Sensex inched up during Tuesday's trading. Sensex was up by 0.06%, while Nifty increased by 0.11%. Today, we're publishing a collection of pre-budget stories ahead of the Union Budget set to be presented next week. I'd recommend you pick up a physical copy of Mint today to read this special edition. The lead story of our special pre-budget collection is penned by Montek Singh Ahluwalia, former Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission. He predicts that all road leads to the government's massive gamut of promises to be completed by 2047. First and foremost, NDA's third successive government is likely to want to boost GDP growth even further. A fiscal deficit of 5.1% is achievable, Ahluwalia writes. Lastly, an overhaul of the current goods and services tax should also take place to aid India's economic progress. Ahluwalia lists some of the other challenges the government would do well to achieve a superpower status in the next 2 decades. India's insurance companies, barring LIC, are in exactly the most strong position. 3 state-owned insurance companies, namely National Insurance, Oriental Insurance, the United India Insurance, need more money in case they need to settle a high amount of claims together. Subhash Narayanan and Rick Kundu report that the upcoming Union Budget might allocate anywhere between 4,000 to 5,000 crore rupees as a shot in the arm for these insurance companies. Subhash and Rick report that the solvency numbers of these 3 insurers are much worse than they should be, and a one-time infusion of funds could help with either a public listing or privatization. Have you noticed that groceries have gotten expensive again? Official data shows that food inflation has shot up to 9.4% year-on-year, the highest in 6 months. Vegetables are dearer by 29%, pulses by 16%, and cereals by 8.8%. Sayantan Bera explains these numbers as the reason why your shopping carts have gotten more expensive yet again. Byju's has been dealing with a lot of financial struggles of late. Yesterday, the National Company Law Tribunal, or NCLT, admitted an insolvency petition. Interestingly, the petition was also made by the Board of Control for Cricket in India. That's right, the management of Indian cricket team. BCCI is suing Byju's for non-payment of dues, but the latest in this saga has dire consequences for Byju's Ravindran and his team. They lose control of the startup, which will now be controlled by a resolution professional as appointed by the NCLT. Mansi Verma explains what this decision means for Byju's, its investors, and all those it had defaulted against. Financial influencers or finfluencers generally dole out advice to anyone willing to pay for their services. However, most of these influencers are unregulated. According to Securities and Exchange Board of India, they aren't exactly qualified to advise you on your investments. But what about those who are qualified? Sachin Nangtokongjam writes about registered mutual fund distributors who are also doubling up as finfluencers. SEBI feels that registered entities should distance themselves from unregistered creators offering tall claims. Sachin explores this grey area by speaking to some industry experts on the matter. We'd love to hear your feedback on this podcast. Let us know by writing to us at feedback@lifemint.com. You may send us feedback, tips, or anything that you feel we should be covering from your vantage point in the world of business and finance. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with fresh business news. Until then, have a great day.
Top of the Morning by Mint.